first things first, I want to get a poll to see who in here would consider themselves physically active and has a well-maintained diet by raise of hands. And so we have 3 out of 5, which is pretty good. Comparison, it's like probably like 1 in 5 Americans are that. And so many people struggle with mental health issues that are tied to poor physical habits. So in this speech, I'll explain how physical and mental health are connected, give you a little bit of insight to my story, outline simple baby steps to start living a healthier lifestyle, and show overall benefits that exercise and better nutrition can bring to our lives. So this is me whenever I was a junior, and in a year span, I went from 165 to 240, and this is all because I broke 3 metatarsals in my foot playing soccer, and just not being able to walk for 6 months was just really heavy on my body, and I just was eating a lot, I guess mostly because of depression. And honestly, this is probably like the saddest I've ever been in my life. And you can just see how I was wearing shorts, hoodies, because that was the only thing that could fit me. And it's just kind of sad. I mean, I was forced to take that picture for a project, and I did not want to take one. Just kind of don't want to acknowledge the facts, and you don't want to look yourself in the mirror because you're depressed, and you don't want to see yourself like that. So the connection of physical health to mental health. Serotonin and dopamine levels is really like the big things when exercising. So serotonin associates with mood regulation, and then dopamine is associated with motivational, reward, and pleasure. So whenever you're working out and you feel like that relief of finally doing it, finally just kind of like being happy that you did it, it's your serotonin and dopamine levels. And this was last access on apa.org on November 25th. And really, I strive for those feeling of serotonin and dopamine levels. So last access on pmc.gov on November 25th is that poor nutrition is linked to depression and fatigue. This is kind of like how when you eat really fatty foods and junk food, you kind of feel sluggish and just kind of like why did I do that? Why did I do that to myself? And you're just there full and just kind of like sad for a little while. So now that we identified that being physically active and eating healthy not just makes us look good, here's how we start. Baby steps. So obviously starting points, and then by adopting simple exercises. You're not going to start sprinting right off the bat, so you want to incorporate baby steps that could lead to strides that can then lead to sprinting. That's just like going for a walk, doing little exercises. We all start somewhere. And one of my buddies that told me at the gym when I first started said, don't compare my chapter, where I'm already towards the end, to your first chapter. Zoom in. So obviously the big thing is adjusting diet. Diet is really the hardest part because we all get lazy, we all want to eat out, we all want to. And I would say just consider it in moderation. Reward yourself when you, obviously cheat days is going to be your best bet. Just by rewarding yourself, so you're not, you kind of make it into a lifestyle more than just a diet, where you are happy eating these healthy foods, and then eventually rewarding yourself. And of course, gradually increase. This is kind of like from the baby steps to the strides to the sprinting. And we all start somewhere, but you'll get there. And just like me, I feel like I got there. So the overall benefits obviously is confidence, energy, clarity, and happiness. So we all start somewhere. So don't get discouraged. Remember that comparison is the thief of joy. And just how I am here now compared to how I was, I'm a lot more full of energy, a lot more full of confidence, a lot more of clarity and happiness. And I know we all can be, and it's just taking those baby steps that will eventually lead to this. So today we talked about how our physical habits really do affect our mental health, and how like stress, low energy, and bad moods can come from the way we treat our bodies. I shared some little about my personal experience. We went over some simple baby steps anyone can start with, and look at how eating better and moving more can make a huge difference in how we feel every day. And so I'm gonna challenge y'all to go on a walk tomorrow and just incorporate some kind of healthy diet, and so forth.